Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're tackling a Leetcode problem called Distribute Candies Among Children II. It sounds sweet, right? We'll break down how to figure out the number of ways to share candies with a few rules. Let's dive in. So here's the deal. We're given a certain number of candies, let's call it n, and a limit. We need to distribute these n candies among exactly 3 children. The main rule? No child can get more than limit candies. They can get 0, that's fine, but not more than the limit. Our goal is to count all the different ways this can be done. For example, if one child gets 2, another gets 1, and the third gets 2, that's one way. If they get 1, 2, 2, that's a different way if we're considering which child gets which amount. The constraints tell us that n and limit can be pretty big, up to 1 million. Let's look at an example. Say we have n equals 5 candies, and the limit is 2 candies per child. How could we figure this out? Well, let's think about the first child. Can they get 0 candies? Yes. If they do, we have 5 candies left for 2 children, each with a limit of 2. That means child 2 could get 2, and child 3 would need 3, but that's over the limit. So child 1 getting 0 doesn't work out easily. What if child 1 gets 1 candy? That's within the limit. Now we have 4 candies left for the other 2 children. Child 2 could get 2 candies. That's the limit. Then child 3 gets the remaining 2. So, 1, 2, 2 is a valid way. What if child 1 gets 2 candies? Then 3 are left. Child 2 could get 2, limit, leaving 1 for child 3. So, 2, 2, 1 is another way. Child 1 can't get 3 candies, because that's over the limit of 2. So, it seems like we found 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, and 2, 2, 1. That's 3 ways, just like the example says. The second example with n equals 3 and limit equals 3 shows many more possibilities. You can see how just listing them all out could get complicated quickly if n is large. So what's the first idea that pops into our heads? We could try to give some candies to the first child, then some to the second, and the rest to the third. For each child, we'd make sure they don't get more than the limit. This sounds like we could use loops. Maybe one loop for how many candies the first child gets, say from 0 up to the limit. Inside that, another loop for the second child, also from 0 up to the limit, and also making sure we don't use more candies than we have. Then the third child gets whatever is left. Finally, we check if the third child's amount is also within the limit. This could work, but if n and limit are big, say up to 1 million, 3 nested loops might be too slow. We're looking for something more efficient. Okay, let's refine that looping idea. We can iterate through the number of candies the first child receives. Let's call this C_1. This can range from 0 up to the minimum of n, total candies and limits. Once we fix C_1, we have n minus C_1 candies left for the other 2 children. Let's call this remaining underscore candies. Now for the second child, say C_2. They also can't get more than limit, and they can't get more than remaining underscore candies. But there's another constraint on C_2. The third child, C_3, will get remaining underscore candies minus C_2, and C_3 must also be less than or equal to limit. This means remaining underscore candies minus C_2 must be less than or equal to limit. Rearranging that, C_2 must be greater than or equal to remaining underscore candies minus limit. Of course, C_2 can't be negative, so it's at least 0, or remaining underscore candies minus limit, whichever is larger. So for a fixed C_1, we can find the valid range for C_2 and count how many options there are. This is faster. Here's how that logic might look in code. Conceptually, we'd have a loop for the first child's candies, C_1. Then we calculate remaining underscore for _2, underscore and _3. The minimum C_2 can take is the larger of 0 and remaining underscore for _2, underscore and _3 minus limit. This ensures the third child doesn't have to take too many. The maximum C_2 can take is the smaller of limit and remaining underscore for _2, underscore and _3. If the maximum possible C_2 is actually greater than or equal to the minimum C_2, then we found some valid ways. The number of ways is just the difference plus 1. We add this to our total answer. This approach has a single loop, so it's much more efficient. Now for a completely different way of thinking. The principle of inclusion-exclusion. This is a powerful counting technique. First, let's imagine there's no limit. How many ways can we distribute n candies to 3 children? This is a classic combinatorics problem, often solved with stars and bars. The formula is n plus 2, choose 2. This gives us the total ways if any child could take any number of candies. But we have a limit. So many of these ways are bad because one or more children get too many candies. We need to subtract the cases where at least one child gets more than limit candies. But wait, if we subtract cases where child 1 is over limit, and then subtract cases where child 2 is over limit, we might have subtracted the cases where both child 1 and child 2 are over limit twice. So we need to add those back. Then we might have overadded cases where all 3 are over limit, so we subtract those. It's a bit of a dance. Let's break down the inclusion-exclusion steps. First, we calculate the total ways to distribute n candies to 3 children without any upper limit. Let's call a helper function count_ways k that calculates k plus 2, choose 2, which is k plus 2 times k plus 1, all divided by 2. So this is count_ways of n. Next, we subtract cases where at least one child gets too many candies. How? Pick one child. There are 3 choices. Give that child limit plus 1 candies to make them violate the rule. Then, we have n minus limit plus 1 candies left to distribute among all 3 children, including the one who already got some. So this is 3 times count_ways of n minus limit plus 1. Then, we add back cases where at least 2 children get too many. Pick 2 children, 3 ways to do this. Give each of them limit plus 1 candies. We now have n minus 2 times limit plus 1 candies left. So we add 3 times count_ways of n minus 2 times limit plus 1. Finally, we subtract cases where all 3 children get too many. There's only one way to pick all 3. Give each limit plus 1 candies. We have n minus 3 times limit plus 1 candies left. So we subtract count_ways of n minus 3 times limit plus 1. The final answer is the first term minus the second, plus the third minus the fourth. Alright, here's the Python code for that inclusion-exclusion principle. It looks a bit math-heavy with the comments, but the core idea is what we just discussed. First, we have a helper function. Let's call it count_ways. This function takes the number of candies to distribute and calculates how many ways these can be given to 3 children if there were no upper limits. If the candies to distribute is negative, it means it's impossible, so it returns 0. Otherwise, it calculates candies to distribute plus 2 times candies to distribute plus 1, all divided by 2. This is that combinations formula, x choose 2, where x is candies to distribute plus 2. So this count_ways function is our building block. If we need to distribute, say, k candies among 3 people with no restrictions, this function tells us how many ways. The important part is that if k becomes negative, meaning we're trying to distribute a negative number of candies after satisfying some conditions, it correctly says there are 0 ways. Now using our count_ways helper. First, we calculate the total ways to distribute n candies without any limits. That's count_ways of n. Store this in our answer. Then, we subtract the situations where one child gets too many. We figure out how many candies are left if one child takes limit plus 1 candies. That's n minus limit plus 1. We call count_ways on this new amount, multiply by 3 for the 3 choices of which child, and subtract it from our answer. Next, we add back for 2 children violating. Candies left are n minus 2 times limit plus 1. Call count_ways, multiply by 3, and add. Finally, subtract for 3 children violating. Candies left are n minus 3 times limit plus 1. Call count_ways, and subtract. No multiplication by 1 needed, as there's only one way for all 3 to violate. And that's it. The value in ans is our result. So how fast are these approaches? The first one, the smart enumeration where we loop for the first child and calculate for the other 2, takes time proportional to the minimum of n or limit tilde. We call this big O of min n, limit. It uses very little extra memory, so big O of 1 space. The second approach, using inclusion-exclusion, is amazing. It just does a few calculations, regardless of how big n or limit are. So its time complexity is big O of 1, or constant time, And it also uses constant extra space. This is super efficient. Given the constraints, this constant time solution is definitely the way to go. So let's quickly recap. We wanted to distribute n candies to 3 children, with each child getting no more than limit candies. We saw a smart enumeration method that was pretty good, running in time proportional to min of n or limit. But the real star was the inclusion-exclusion principle. It allowed us to calculate the answer with just a few fixed steps, making it a constant time or big O of 1 solution. We started with total ways, subtracted cases where one child broke the rule, added back cases where 2 children broke the rule, because we subtracted them too many times, and finally subtracted cases where all 3 broke the rule. It's a neat trick for these kinds of counting problems. Hope that breakdown made sense and helped you understand how to approach this problem. If it did, please hit that like button, consider subscribing for more Leetcode explanations, and feel free to drop any questions or comments below. And hey, if you're feeling extra generous, there's always the boba fund to keep these videos coming. Keep practicing, keep coding, and I'll catch you in the next one.